welcome to another video. In today's video, this is the latest incarnation of my solar system. So I've got now two 3,000 watt, and these are AIO all-in-one units. So this one is putting out my left leg and this one's putting out my right leg. So these are running in split phase. So I now have 240 volts to be able to run dryer, pumps. That's pretty much it for now. Welder maybe, right? So now I've got my Powerwall here. This is Pacific Algorithms, and this is a Rosen Powerwall. That is a 48 volt, 200 amp hour Powerwall, and it was super easy to install. Cables were super easy to connect. There was no sparks when anything turned on or plugged or connected or touched or anything like that. So it was super user-friendly setting this up. Now, if you remember my old system, I used to have my 12 volt right there. I moved my 12 volt over here, and I'm actually going to double this. So I'm going to put another 12 volt in and another as backup, because my whole heating system right now and lighting relies on just this little box right here, and I don't know how good those things last, but they're not that expensive. So having a backup to where if that dies, I can just switch things over quickly. That's coming soon. Now my panel is a 200 amp panel, and I've only got 40 amps right now, but these are good for 25. So I have still headroom when I add stuff. But this eventually, if I stick with these inverters, which I wanted to, but I'm having an issue right now where they kind of turn off under load. They turn off the MPP, so I don't know. They can fix it with a firmware update. But each one of these is 25 amps, so to get my 200 amp panel, I was just, for some reason I thought these were 50, but they're only 25. So now I need 8 of them. So I'll have to redo all this when I add these. I think I can, as slowly as I probably add 2 at a time from now on. I don't know. Okay, you can see how I'm mounting this stuff. I got these custom strut nuts that I will show you how I make right here. This thing got its whole own mounting system, and this is something I wish Superstrut would come out. See, what we got here is we've got 2 holding 1. So there's twice as much strength here as there is here. So what this part actually needs to do is it needs to stick out this far here, so there can be 2 bolts in here and then 2 bolts in here, and then what you have here is this is twice as strong as it is now. So this is probably strong enough the way it is to hold 2 of these. I'm pretty sure that would be okay, but that's pretty much, you know, I would much rather that Superstrut built these out that long, and then I could put 2, and then I wouldn't worry. Then I would be, yeah, that's no problem putting 2. Right now it's kind of like, putting 2 on there, but putting 1 on there, that's, I mean, it's on there. This is the way to go. And once I do the floor in metal, and actually this is going to be arranged because there'll be a wireway. Eventually there'll be a wireway here that contains all the wires. So at that point, the wireway will be a lot narrower. This stuff will be narrower. This will go up. Those will stay on the same height. But sticking with the Superstrut because it just works. So here's my new combiner box. And this is just built specifically for what I'm doing right now at this second, and really doesn't have much use in the advanced system. I do not like this case. This case basically, the lid screws on and then that's it. So this is just a one-off that I might be able to sell to somebody or something like that. But eventually they make these things pre-made that go outside. So you have to run less cables in. So that's the direction I'll go in the next incarnation of this system, which, you know, slowly adding things. This whole adding thing right now, this was not in the plan. Like, I'm supposed to do plumbing stuff right now, but my midnight charge controller died for some reason, and I'm just tired of messing around, and I was like, you know what, if I gotta do this much work, I might as well just go a little bit further and future-proof for the next level of progress. Now, I have, at this particular moment, no AC charging. I've got my AC charging breaker, and I've got my wire run to there. But that was a whole can of worms that I wasn't really expecting, and I had to buy a inverter generator that can put out 240 split phase. So that is the next part, and that's going into a full concrete pad, underground conduit, like the whole nine, pro install, so the generator will actually be controlled by these. So when the battery's too low and there's no solar power, these will turn the generator on and then charge the battery to a certain point and then turn the generator back off again. I think that's going to be a fun project. That's what I'm doing next. I always have lots of projects going on at the same time, but as far as like my solar system is concerned, the next project is installing this generator, which is the same exact thing I was doing at this time last year. I was getting this all set up for AC charging. And everything that I did, almost everything, I had to redo, right? So, I mean, it's like a whole new system for the AC. And I'm future-proofing that with extra big cables and extra big pad. So I'm buying a relatively inexpensive generator currently, but I'll be fully ready to plop down like a good, nice, permanent, whatever fuel source that, you know, eventually I decide to run to that generator, whatever it is at the time, whatever, all that stuff. I'm not going to need to run a bigger conduit. I'm not going to need to run pour a bigger pad. I'm not going to need to do anything. I'll just buy the new generator and wire it in. I might have to run bigger wire. That's the one thing I might have to do. But other than that, everything will be done. And that's why I'm putting the bigger conduit, so if I do have to run wire, it's super easy to pull it through there. So. And that's a video. If you like the video, like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Peace.